cuties. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Young and the Restless edition. Today is Tuesday, May the 9th, 2023. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it it's a 7. We see Summer and, excuse me, not Summer. We see Kyle and Mariah. Kyle is looking for Summer. He goes to the society. He doesn't see her. And Mariah just comes up and just starts talking. And he said he had to go, but she just kept on yappy, yappy, yappy. I said, so that's what this character is now, where she just goes around getting gossip out of people, just yapping it away. Like, y'all need to do better. But anyway, so she sits down with Kyle and she tells him she's Team Summer on this because it's got to be hard living in the house where you think the woman who killed your mom is there. And he says, that's my mom, and I know she didn't do it. I know she's innocent. And Mariah said, I don't believe she did it either, but I'm just saying it. If I was Summer, that would be hard for me to live with that as well. And he understands what she's saying, but you know, excuse me. But he's also just like he can feel Summer pulling away. And she just tells him, give her space, give her time, but just keep loving up on her. And she hopes that in the end love wins. And I'm not gonna hold you long on them. So then Summer and Daniel talk, and Summer says, don't talk to me about my husband. When you blew up your marriage, you the reason you ain't got no family or whatever. Because you were making selfish decisions. And she said, we need to try to help mom. I thought you felt that way too. The way we interacted with her and we're not kind to her. And this is our chance to help her and do what we need to do. But Daniel is just like, I think we need to bring her in and make this storyline. God, it's just went too far. It just like, how do you expect to get Phyllis out of this? How do y'all expect to get Phyllis out of this and her character be redeemable to other? You know what I mean? I don't know, but I mean Diane's character was. So let's keep on going. So then Daniel said he telling. And Summer goes to Kyle. Kyle finds Summer and she said, have you spoke to Daniel? He said, no. He said, I know there's something weighing on you. Whatever it is, you could tell me. But she can't tell him this. So she just like, no. He says, well, let's go away with Harrison on a vacation. And she said, no. And he said, okay, well, we need to tell him about Dee Dee. And then we need to tell him about Phyllis being dead. And she said, no, we have to wait. And she said, he was like, wait on what? And she said, I'm not ready to tell him. He was like, all right. Um, so then we see Mariah's still there, and Elena comes in. She orders herself a whiskey, and they talk, right? And as they're talking, as Elena and Mariah are talking, she lets her know about Nate because Elena said, I've been quiet too long. I'm no longer protecting his feelings and not saying what I know and everything. And so she pretty much lets Mariah know without flat out saying it that she and Nate are no longer together. Elena didn't even know about what they were doing for Neil. Nate didn't tell her, y'all, because one, they weren't a couple anymore. And two, but Nate lied. The fact that he lied to his family about, oh, Elena had to work and everything, he didn't even tell her about it. She was shocked. She was like, oh, so Nate, Devon and Lily, they were good together. And so that's when Mariah was like, what's going on? And so she let her know and whatever. And so Elena's just like, he ain't no good. That's what she said. That's what I heard. So then Nate is at Crimson Light with Sharon, and of course Sharon gonna counsel everybody. So they sit down and she said, what's going on, Nate? And so he starts to tell her without telling her. Nate is actually happy with the man he is. He hates that he hurt Elena, but he likes the business tycoon he is. Everything that he said bad about Ashlyn, that's who Nate is. Try to take a company from people, ruthless when it comes to business. He loves the power and everything. That everything he hated about Ashlyn, that's who he is. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to admit to everybody else that that's who you are. Stop trying to pretend to still be that same guy that they thought that you were. This nice guy or whatever, if that's not you. And that's the only problem I have with Nate. If that's no longer you, then stop acting like it is. And so he tells Sharon, he doesn't say what he did, but he said he's hurt Elena. And then she said, well, maybe an apology. And he says, no, I've apologized before. This ain't gonna fix it this time. She gone. He know he unlost her. And so she was like, oh, well. And so then we see Elena she broke the picture of her and Nate. She wrote him a letter and left the key. And she has packed up and she has moved. I'm moving on. And so then we go over here to Diane and Jack, and she says, she's sorry that, having to be around Summer is going to cause so much pain. And then that's when Ashley comes in, and Ashley's like, what is she doing here? And you know what, the reason I don't like Diane is because she always has a smirk. Even the other day when she was talking to Summer and them, and they found out she was out of jail, she had a smirk on her face. And that's what makes, for me, Diane a character that's unlikable, because she pretends to be, I've changed, I'm different, but she always has this little smirk on her face like an MPD person. And so, anyways, Ashley is just like, what is she doing here? Jack, are you crazy? You've put up a seven figure bail. I said, what? I know this girl didn't have a bail for 7 figures. Are you crazy? And then Tucker comes in, and they're all annoyed at that. And Tucker don't give a care. Like, you can't get under Tucker's skin about nothing. But anyways, Jack and Tracy, Jack, where is Tracy? Jack and Ashley going back and forth, and she said, I can't believe you have the murderer. Even if you don't believe Diane did it, you have her living with Summer. Why would you do that? And I said, isn't there another place that she could go and she could live? But anyways, they're going back and forth about it, about her having Tucker there. I said, Summer don't care about no Tucker. She care about Diane, even though Phyllis is alive. So then Kyle and Summer come in, and they hear all this commotion, and they're going back and forth. And then Kyle comes over reprimanding the adults. I said, Ashley, you better than me, because he can't talk to me like that. I'll be like, I don't know who you think you are, but you should find you another place to live as well. And Kyle says, we're gonna live in the pool house. I said, why y'all didn't just put Diane in the pool house? Because Ashley gets along with Kyle and Summer, right? Tucker, they don't care about him. Jack gets along with it. Like, the person that causing all the friction is Diane, because Summer doesn't want to see her. Ashley doesn't want to see her. So it would be more logical for her to go in the pool house. I'm just saying that made more sense to me. Let me move on, because honestly, this dang storyline Nikki doesn't care about. It's went on too long. And then we see Daniel. He's at his hotel room and he's drinking, and he gets a phone call and nobody says anything. So he realizes it's Phyllis, and he tells her he knows it's her because Summer told, don't be mad at Summer. It was just too much weight to be put on her shoulders, and so that's why she told. And he loves Phyllis, but the best thing to do is for her to come in so they can fix this. She clicks off, hangs up. He tries to call her back, baby. That's a known number. You ain't gonna reach her. So then the next thing we see, Kyle and Summer are talking, and he says, do you mind that we're moving in the pool house? She said 100 feet away really ain't gonna change much, but at least we won't have to be under people. And so he hugging her and doing all this, and Daniel is at the door, and he about to go in. But then he sees Summer, and he can see she's tormented, and he walks away. And that was Young and the Restless today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for an all new episode of What Happened on the Soaps Young and the Restless edition. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.